Greetings metal community, it's Roger back with another video. I did a CS stream with Marty Worm and Alan from Let's Talk Metal. They have this Heavymetllurgy thing that they do every week. Normally I don't watch it live because it's in the middle of the night, but I did this time because it was about, European death metal in the 90s. They had a guest with, Simon from Explosive Action was the guest. So they did show off a lot of killer stuff, and it got me, to go back and have to have some music. Go back and listen to some old death metal, a little bit thrash in here, or death thrash. In the background, we are listening to Merciless, The Awakening. This is a 1999 reissue, but originally this came out in 1990. It was the first release of Euronymous label, Death Like Silence production. So this has the Antimush 001 on their spine, and when it's original, this is, as I said, Osmosis reproduction. Swedish, in a way, brutal thrash or deathy thrash metal. Very aggressive vocals. A absolute killer release. They didn't show this, but it might be too thrashy in a way. Another one I don't think they showed was the Leukemia, Love. I know this is not, the top-notch death metal, but it's pretty good. Svane production, and he does some additional vocals. This originally came out in '94. So I just pulled out, a bunch of CDs that I kind of popped in my head. Some of them were not shown. And another band is, the Sweden's Inverted. There is an Italian band that's called Inverted as well, but this is the original Shiver from when was this released? 97. So yeah, pretty solid death metal. The vocalist is more towards Masse Broberg, the guy who sang on Hypocrisy's Obscurum Obscenum and 2/3 of the Penetralia album. Just a solid death metal release. Nothing fantastic, but it was fun to go back and listen to it. And this was originally, I think, 1999. The Shadowland. This is their best release. This is a reissue from Marquee Records in 2017. A little bit better, a little bit stronger. They have it's not Swedish sounding as a lot of the other bands. A little bit more towards the US death metal scene, but they were kind of late to the party. Death metal had kind of died away, so I think a lot of people don't know much about Inverted, but when you release stuff in 97, 99, you kind of lost out, because then the death metal scene was kind of a little bit gone. Another one, this Simon briefly showed in the end, is Afflicted, Prodigal Sun. This came out in 94 or 92 maybe. Yeah, I should check that. It might be 92. I don't remember. This is a 2000 Metal Mind reissue. Great death metal, very progressive for that time. They sound like Dismember, but like a progressive Dismember in a way. Really cool, a lot of cool riffs there. So do go check out Afflicted if you haven't. They don't look very death metal-ish. They kind of took the progressive parts a little bit too serious on the picture, but a great album. Really enjoy this. A lot of cool stuff going on here, and as I said, you have the kind of the Dismember sound, and some of the deathier stuff on here is kind of towards Dismember, but very, you know, new thinking, and yeah, quite a unique release back in the day. So pretty cool to have this in the collection. I did know of Afflicted back in the days, but I never got hand on an original back then. But I had some stuff on a compilation that was absolute killer. So another band that I thought of that wasn't shown was Impaler, Charnel Deity from. They are from England. Yeah, this is a Death Records, Peace Will, whatever. This is of course the original. It is terrible foldouts that they did, you know, talking about wearing out booklets, you know, if you're gonna read the lyrics many times, you're gonna wear it out. But Impaler is kind of, they do have the British sound, like, but it's like, I don't know, Cancer playing US death metal in a way. A little bit thrashy sound on it. Not the heaviest vocals and the heaviest guitars tone, but this is a pretty good album, and not an album that I see a lot of people show, but you should check out Impaler, Charnel Deity. That's a great album. Another band, this is a Belgian band, Anesthesy, or Anesthesy, with the album Exaltation of the something Eclipse. This came out in '94. This is the original CD. As I said, more thrashy death metal in a way. Kind of a little bit variated. Both, you have some English feeling here, you have some you know, Dutch, German feeling about this as well, and some US. They are kind of mixed it very well together. They especially on the drum parts, they have a lot of this limping beat that Unleashed often used back in the days. That kind of galloping rhythm that they have. I call it limping, but so that's kind of the Swedish contribution, is the rhythm here. And yeah, this was Black Mark in '94. They did release an album in '98 called The Fifth Season, I think. That album is you know, better than this, but the original are so expensive that I just hope they will be reissued. So if somebody knows somebody who reissues stuff, Anesthesy from Belgium are one band that should be released. This is a pretty good album. The second album is better, but yeah, happy to have this in my collection. Another band that I didn't see shown in the video was, you know, Miasma from Austria. This is the original EP from, yeah, when was this released? I would say late 90s. Of course, I had to change the jewel case because that was broken. This is kind of a it's a live song, and but two cool songs on it. But yeah, the one to check out is Changes. I think this was '96 originally. This is a you know, a reissue from Marquee again. You know, Marquee Records in Brazil. They do a lot of cool reissues. This also contains the Love Song EP, so if you find this, you got all their stuff in one. This is just, it's pretty funny to listen to, because at least on one song here, they kind of have this classical guitar, very lustful and light-hearted classic guitars, and then just pounds into some really brutal death metal. There are variated death metal here, but this is for me a hidden gem I've shown this before on my channel, but yeah, Miasma from Austria with the album changes. This you should definitely check out. And you know, last but not least, when it comes to early death metal, Mercyless, not Merciless from Sweden, but Merciless from France with Colored Funeral. This is again the original fold out cover. Yeah, this is one of France's best death metal album, Century Media, 1993. Love this album. This is kind of, you know, leprosy, spiritual healing, facing some pestilence and load blasts. Kind of variated. They do have, you know, it's not technical death metal, but they do have a lot of technical spicing in this, and yeah, just a killer album. And if you haven't heard Merciless with Colored Funeral, you have missed out on a really killer death metal release. You know, it sounds like it should for that time period, and yeah, they're still active, still cranking out great albums. So go and check out Merciless from France. That's one of France's best death metal bands from all time. So yeah, that was kind of a follow-up for the Heavymetllurgy video, and hope you find something of interest. Hope you have some of these already in your collection, and yeah, thanks as always for watching, commenting and subscribing. Be sure.